Bold predictions revisited. What were you willing to wager your own money on in August, and did it hit or not? First bold prediction. If Purdue beats Penn State, they will win 10 plus games. That was the first bold prediction. Here's the problem with that one. Here's the reason I loved it. Because we didn't have to wait to the end of the season, obviously. We found out at the very beginning. They played a really good game, by the way, really back and forth. Where was I? I was in Fayetteville, Arkansas, actually, watching that game. Well, Purdue did not beat Penn State. One of several close games that we got in that opening weekend. And so none of this happened. It just all went up in smoke. So, Boiler, there in Knoxville, I appreciated the honesty. I appreciated the attitude. This one went up in smoke early for you. Very close game. Thought Purdue had it, but it did not happen. Nor did they win 10 games. Next up, another win total. This one also went up in smoke. South Carolina will win less games than in 2021. And I know our audience very well. And those of you who are finding South Carolina less than desirable, I know you saw them open up and they went to, I think, Arkansas and lost, and then they got railed by Georgia, and you thought to yourself, that season's about to crumble. That season's about to crater. Well, it didn't. Now, surely when they went and lost 38-6 to Florida, you may have had every reason in the world to think that. What you could not have known, what they probably didn't even know, is, oh, what are they about to do to Tennessee? Oh, what are they about to do to Clemson? They ended up winning more games. I think they won 7 last year. They won 8 this year. They ended up winning more games. That's without the bowl game, by the way. They won 8 regular season games. I thought this was a 7 on the boldness scale because I thought they were going to win right at 7 again. And they ended up winning one more. And they had a loss to Missouri in the middle of all this. They had a 3-game win streak, and that included wins at Kentucky and against Texas A&M. Then they just lose to Missouri. But, man, it's just so weird. That story, that South Carolina, the story of their year, very weird. What about LSU? This one didn't turn out very well at all. LSU going to go 4-8 this year. This was the prediction, not from me. LSU goes 4-8. They finish last in the SEC West. Narrator, where did LSU finish? First in the SEC West. And they went to Atlanta, and whatever happened in Atlanta is besides the point. That's a conference championship game. I put an 8.5 on this simply because what I thought was going to happen didn't happen. I thought Ole Miss was going to have a much worse season than they did because I am a rumored Ole Miss hater. It's not reality, but there is a strong rumor on the boards that I am not an Ole Miss fan. I thought that could happen. I thought Mississippi State could struggle. I did not see Texas A&M. I did not see that degree of struggle coming. Auburn, like there were certainly signs that Auburn was going to go in the absolute tank, which happened, and Brian Harsin got fired because of it. LSU wasn't going to finish last. Now, I did not predict them to win the West, mind you, but finishing last was kind of crazy to me. So I put an 8.5 on that one, and they finished as far away from last as you could possibly finish. Next up, there is no way to measure this, but there is a feel I have on it. Notre Dame fans will regret letting Brian Kelly get away. Now, here's what's interesting. If we knew 2/3 of this, if we knew the prediction, and we knew Brian Kelly's going to win the SEC West in his first year in Baton Rouge, but we don't know what Notre Dame did this year, you would think there's a lock on this. Like, this has got to be padlock stat, paper pop, all of the above. This right here has got to hit. They've got to be petrified that Brian Kelly left them, and then he goes and he's more successful down there. He wins the SEC West in his first year. That's not really the way it is. Notre Dame fans are perfectly content. Not satisfied, but very content with how this whole trade-off went and what Marcus Freeman could ultimately mean for him. Now think about this. If I were to tell you, okay, you predict that, Brian Kelly's going to win the West, and Marcus Freeman's going to start 0-2. 0-3, I guess, if you go back to the bowl game last year, then you really would have thought, oh, yeah, oh, they're going to hate this by the end of the year. They're going to be crying for Brian Kelly to come back. It's not the way it happened. Just not the way it happened. It's funny how these things work. It's why I maintain the stance that the whole Brian Kelly to LSU and Marcus Freeman to Notre Dame thing, it's one of the rarest win-wins that we've seen in terms of coaching moves or whatnot in quite a while in college football. I'm waiting on someone to show me how changes happen. Like you would think maybe in due time, maybe the Lincoln Riley and Brent Venables thing works out that way, but Oklahoma barely made a bowl game this year. So you can't tell me for certain that they're drunk on the future of their program. They love it, no doubt, no regrets. Maybe in time. Now, we go from what I thought was really bold in a few of these to probably the least bold prediction we got through the entirety of the bold prediction series in August. How about this one? Herm Edwards will not finish the season as Arizona State head coach. I put a 3 on this, and I struggled to go that high. I had no faith that Herm Edwards was going to finish the season, nor did he. He got fired before the season ended. So this, I don't remember putting a grade lower than 3 on the 1 to 10 boldness scale on any of these predictions. Yeah, Herm Edwards, it was so weird that they even let that season start the way it did, but they did. I look at Kenny Dillingham taking that job now, wish him all the success and luck in the world and whatnot. I'm not sure how that thing's going to play out from an NCAA perspective. I have no guidance on that, and I don't really think there's a particular amount of skill in forecasting what the most unpredictable group of people this side of college football is going to do. But Herm Edwards, man, that guy had no shot. There was no shot he was finishing the season. So I put a 3 on that one.
Guys, thanks for watching Late Kick. Make sure to leave a comment. I love interacting with you. But most of all, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. That's how we keep all of this free.